welcome. Howdy, everybody. Welcome to Friday. SBP Live's first show of the year. I'm so excited, and a wonderful guest to kick off the year is Mr. Terrany Johnson. I'm going to bring him on after I do this little ditty here. It is a wonderful 64 degrees outside, and it's cloudy, and I can't figure out whether to put on socks or not put on pants, whichever. Here's the next song that's going to be off of the, I'm doing my project release, 9 songs, 9 videos for the next 9 months, like a overachiever that I am. And then we're going to have the album release party in May. So here's the next song that's coming out. It's called Louisiana Lucy, the video anyway. Here comes hot stepping Louisiana Lucy through the door. She's ready to go outside and walk some more. Get up and let's go. Get up, ooh, let's go. Get up, let's head on down the road. Grand Rising, Austin, Texas. 7 a.m. chilly weather. Lucy stretches out, looks up at me as if to say, get up and let's go. Get up and let's go. Get up, let's head on down the road. Chase down the squirrels and roll in the grass. Soak up the sunshine, Lucy don't need the trash. We got to show more love and compassion. You may see me struggle, never see me quit. You got to go through the nose, get to the bag, get to the bag, get to the bag, 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 bag. Here comes hot stepping Louisiana Lucy through the door. She's ready to go outside and walk some more. Come here, girl. Don't eat that. Leave it, leave it, leave it. Here comes hot stepping Louisiana Lucy. Too much fun. Let's see, do the thing. Yeah, all right, sweet. And then let me play this video so that we can introduce this wonderful brother here. That's my new favorite thing. And I'm going to play your video and then I'm bring you on, Mr. Johnson. Here we go. And put this on here. Full screen. Play.
company is Urban Artists Alliance, and it's basically an organization designed bridging the gap between education and the music industry. With my over 30 years in the music industry, we want to help underserved communities learn how to create sustainable revenue from their art, their vision, and their dreams to give it legs beyond where they see it right now. The reason I chose Austin for my company is I'm from Austin, born and raised in Austin. I'm a unicorn, I guess you could say. And it only felt right for me to give back to the community for which I'm from that normally doesn't have access to these resources. Winning A-list to me means truly being seen from the east side of Austin, dealing with urban music, hip hop, soul, and R&B, to fully be recognized as an organization that is truly taking forward steps and making change within the totality of the Austin business, music, and economic growth scene.
Talented Mr. Terrany Johnson is here in the house, y'all.
How you doing?
Thank you so much for being here. And just so y'all know, I call him Professor because that's how I met him, as Professor.
Yeah.
How you doing, Professor? Thank you so much for being here.
I'm doing good. It's a nice day outside. It's not hot. It's not too cold. It's a nice little breeze going on. I had a good walk this morning. Did some exercising. Doing good. How about yourself?
What's your length of walk right now? Are you doing like I think it was over a mile last time I saw you.
Yeah, I'm doing about 3.5 miles now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Myself, Lucy, of course, she's my rescue dog that I got during the pandemic, and she has me walking 1 to 5 miles a day, just legit. Like, yeah, okay, really? Because I don't have a house, so I don't have a backyard to pop her into. Okay, so thank you so much for continually presenting yourself as the artist that you are, because not enough is seen and heard of the genre that you roll in this town, in this community. So thank you so much for doing that. It's a lot of work, and I have so many questions to ask you. I'm like, I don't know where to start, but and
go ahead, start anywhere.
That wall of diplomas that you have.
Yeah.
What did I show that? No, I didn't. What's the latest degree that you have received, sir?
The latest one I got was from the Berkeley School of Music, and I believe that one's in entrepreneurship, creativity and entrepreneurship in the music business. Developing new ways of expanding the business, finding new ways to make new sustainable pathways in the music business, adding on to the model that already exists.
That needs a lot of tweaking.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Something key that you learned we'll get to that.
Yeah. And also during the pandemic, I took a course at McCombs School of Business at UT on digital marketing and all that, and that was really helpful as far as me as an artist, right? And finding new ways that I've been doing things right and I've been doing things wrong, and ways that I can share that information with other artists who might not be thinking that way, because sometimes we get stuck in our own way of like, this is working for me, or we think it is, right? But then there are other ways that we can take that and kind of pull it apart and break it into many, many different pieces. So I've been productive. I like education more now than I did when I was actually in school being educated.
Right? Because it wasn't fun.
Not at all.
It was more like, just do it. Yeah. But it's like, I want to learn something.
Yeah. I always felt like school was going too slow for me. So I was one of those kids, right? Like, it's too slow. I feel like I could be doing something else. Because my mind was always, and it shows that in my musical output, right? My mind is always going quick. So I needed to be on my own pathway, my own speed. And now I'm there. So it's like every day I'm learning something new.
The industry, one of the methods that I got into when I first started was I went and did internship at a record label that's no longer here. That's called Polygram Records. Let me present this screen here. This is what your office reminded me of. I'm like, look at this room. Wait a minute. Okay, that. Shazam!
Yes.
Golly,
That's
brother.
Studio 1, room 1.
Wow.
Yeah.
The kid in me goes, I want to touch everything in here.
Yeah.
What does it do?
It's a great toy room, right? And the thing about those type of studios, like I have in other places where you can actually physically touch things, I think that actually brings out more inspiration and more creativity when you can walk into a room like this and freely touch a Moog, freely touch a guitar or Rhodes that I got in the other room, or get on the microphone, right? As opposed to you just sit in front of your laptop creating, dragging the mouse, clicking plugins, blah blah blah, which that is cool too. But it's just like when I can touch things when I come up here, I just get going.
That makes me think, are you going to have a TD studio that's going to have all of this stuff in it so people can come in here and learn that away? Because I would sign up for that class.
Yeah, I might do it. I've been talking to a few places about maybe setting up some things, or maybe go to their studio where they kind of have the same similar setup, and maybe bring some of my stuff there. So it's in the talks, you know what I'm saying?
I see many, many wonderful things.
Yeah.
Sheila Steele says, wow, that's amazing. And Sheila says, oh, hey girl, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Okay. Wow, so many questions. You
Yeah.
have how many albums out now?
As far as T double albums, I have 37 independently released albums of that. Yeah.
Are they one single track, or is it multiple? How many tracks?
These are albums. So these are like, each album has, you know, at least 17 tracks on each album. So
Okay.
that's a lot of me. And there was a point where I was putting out like 2-3 albums a year early on. And that's just when I started counting, right? So if you go earlier than that, like high school, junior high, and all that, because I was putting out albums then, but they were on cassettes. So I probably got maybe 20, 25 albums prior to the switch to CD and vinyl and all that and all that. So I maybe have, 60, 70 T double albums, and then you got the guest features, and then you got the production work, and then you got the film stuff, and you know, catalog, catalogs don't build themselves, like I always say.
That's honest truth.
Yeah.
Did you take music, like play an instrument in elementary school? Did you play the recorder? How did you?
I think the first time I actually touched an actual musical instrument was at Maplewood Elementary here in Austin, because I had asthma really bad, right? So I couldn't really, go outside and play all the reindeer games with the kids, right? 'Cause my asthma was so bad I couldn't run, I couldn't whatever. So my music teacher would let me come in her room, Miss Bryant, and we would just sit on the piano. And she was like, check out these chords, check out these notes. And she was like, there's a music competition going on. I forget what it was called. And she was like, do you want to try to write something for it? So I wrote a piano piece for it. My first piano piece I wrote got me an award when I was 8, that, they gave away in New Braunfels. So that my first piece of music actually got me an award at 8. And then I was like, maybe I can, this is interesting. It was kind of a natural thing. Grew up in a household of music. My family plays no instruments, right? My uncle trumpet, but my immediate family plays no instruments. So I'm the only musically really inclined person, except for like my cousin Jamie Foxx, who's like, my second or third cousin. He, sings and all that. But other than that, my immediate family right now, it's just me doing music. So I just kind of picked it up and ran with it.
As you should, because you are natural. You
Yeah.
are a natural flowing artist. And the videos that you showed me, I did get a chance, but maybe what can talk to you on the side and go, can we play this right here? Because I went and scanned your YouTube channel and I found 2 videos. If you want to share, if not, it's okay. But I was like, this brother is so talented. You are okay.
Thank you.
Okay, stop being a nerd. Here I am. Let me ask you some questions. Are you reading anything in particular today that is leading you in a different direction, or is it just guiding you to be better at what you're doing now?
I don't think I'm reading anything particular right now. I just have a lot of discussions, right? Because I have mentors myself. who I look up to, who are entertainment lawyers, who've been in the music business forever, that I can just call and be like, what's happening in the industry? Like, what's the new clause in the contract that they're trying to sneak in? You know, I can start getting all that. So it's really about my friendships and the dialogues that I'm having with them as far as keeping the mind strong. Like creating music, you know, like you said, I'm a natural at that. I can create music easy. I can write songs easy. I can freestyle easy. Like I'm blessed to have that gift, but the mind is where you always got to keep strong because the industry that we're in, it changes every 10 minutes. There's a new clause, there's a new, you know, royalty thing. Like they just passed something where artists will slowly be getting paid more royalties in the upcoming years for our music. So things are changing all the time. So it's just about having the right people around me, mentor wise. Like people who write these books, that the music industry books, like I know most of them. So I can just call them and be like, hey, what's up with this? What did you mean by that? You know what I mean? So it's really about surrounding yourself with more talented people than yourself.
Yes, absolutely. Because it doesn't make sense to be the smartest person in the room. Let me be the
Exactly.
dumb one. Let me go. What?
Exactly.
Let me
Exactly.
learn. The people that write books. Ari Herstand was one of the artists that was at the event that I saw you at, and I was like, "Oh my God, 2 for 1!"
Yep.
Yes,
Yep. Yep.
because that person. He's the reason why I now go. This is how much my fee is. This, not anything else. Period. Because if you don't, you're stuck there at that level. So knowledge is super powerful. You, the music industry handbooks that I have are wonderful additions to my world. I highly believe in the educational part, being a graduate myself this year. So,
congrats.
okay.
Yep.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Do you listen to podcasts?
I listened to a few. Like I went to Afrotech this year,
I saw that.
Amazing.
Don't even know what it was. I was like,
amazing. Afrotech is like, to me, it's bigger than South by Southwest for Black people, for Black creatives, right? Where there's investors, there's business entrepreneurs, there's a lot of businesses that are trying to hire Black engineers, Black people. They're really trying to bring in that diversity thing. But just being in a space of 30,000 super educated, super talented, super motivational Black folks who are all on the same team, right? Like that is just an amazing experience to just be in that and to be educated to a point that I haven't been to yet. Like with tech, right? It was really, I'm moving more into tech. It's kind of where I want to go, more into the tech space, more into developing apps, more into creating new ways that we can stay connected, that we can collaborate on music, that we can do all those type of things. So Afrotech is, they might have it in, they might have it in Austin again next year. But it was yeah. If it's kind of expensive because it's a tech thing, right? So it's kind of on that angle. But I recommend anybody like save your coins and go to it.
Anything worth having is going to cost you some money. Period.
Yep.
It just is.
Yep.
You can't move forward unless you spend some money.
Yep.
Just go work for it.
Yep.
Anyway,
it's about money and friendships, your network, right? Because if you don't have money and you got a proper network, somebody within that network can say, you know what, I think this would be a cool event for Sonya to go to. Let me hook her up with a pass to go check this out. So you don't have to spend any money, but now you're in the right space to network. And once you get in those spaces, well, before you get in those spaces, you got to know what you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? You have to say, well, this is where I want to be in my career. This is what I'm looking for financially. This is what I'm looking for as far as deals, contracts. So when you're in those situations, you meet people who say, so what do you want? Like at Afrotech, there was a bunch of that. So what do you want? It was real short conversations. Oh, you don't know? Okay, I'll talk to you later.
Because you don't have time.
It was serious. Yeah. It was serious. You know, but if you go there and say, hey, I'm looking for this, I want an investor who's willing to get, you know, X amount in equity and put forth this amount of money, you know, kind of like Shark Tank, right? And give me this. A lot of deals got made at Afrotech.
I want to go next year. No, I'm going next year. How about that?
Yeah.
I'm going next year.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know you're doing sync licensing music. have any of your songs been put into a movie that's like gone recently?
Not movie wise. Like a lot of stuff I'm doing now is like TV, commercials. One of my most recent ones is like Rick and Morty. So I got some stuff in like Rick and Morty. So it's, it just pops up in unique places. You know what I mean? Like movies is harder because there's more agencies trying to place for that movie. So a music director will go to like 5 different supervisors and say, send me, a playlist of your top 10 producers. So they get to pick who's what. And even if your stuff is really good, like some stuff I was doing for like Fast and Furious, right? It was down to me and like 4 other guys, but they did more techno, high tempo stuff that really fit those fast scenes.
Mm-hmm.
So you just learn along the way, but movies are hard, but they pay very well. Trailers pay better than being in the movie. Yeah, so nothing as far as movie wise this year. I'm really shooting for that. That's like my goal this year. Is to like get some bigger sync deals in the movies, but those are also harder to negotiate as far as long term revenue. A lot of those are one offs. They pay you once, they get the master, they get the publishing, and they can do whatever they want with the song. So if you're down for that and the money is right that they're offering, make it happen.
Right.
But it's up to you as a creator to decide that for yourself.
The move to do sync licensing came from before the pandemic, or were you already on that path?
I had been doing sync for like 17 years, 18 years, something like that. I got into it when it wasn't like the thing to do. And I was like, what's this sync thing? And like, I met somebody who did sample clearances. She had a friend, and that friend called me and was like, I heard my friend said, you want to do sync. And neither one of them heard my music. But they just knew that I was a cool ass dude and I was real in the, I had tons of music, right? So that's how I got my first sync deal. But then you have to supply the good music. You have to be always on top of it. When they email me in the morning, I got to be at least, the first or third person to submit something, and I give some of them access to I have my own little cloud here with my stuff in it. So they got access to that. So they can just go through my cloud and find stuff. And then they'll write me and say, we found this one particular song. It might work with this movie. Are you cool with it? Because I wanted to have the final say on wherever my music is used. Like that's in all my contracts. My contracts are non-exclusive, but I still get the final say. So they just don't put it in like some random place that doesn't fit what I'm doing, or a movie that I'm not really supportive of because of the storyline or whatever. I'm really particular on that. So movies, yes, I'm shooting really high for that this year. But other than that, TV commercials, those type of things are still going good. The stuff from Breaking Bad is still like everything still generates money. That's the thing about sync, right? When you negotiate it properly, that those things will generate, money for my kids and their kids, and it'll go on and on and on.
Can you say a short version of what sync is? Just
yeah. Sync, a lot of people call it sync, but it's really a synchronization. And that's when you take music and you put it to film. That's all it is. You just take a piece of music and you sync it, you lock it with the film. And so supervisors will have a piece of film cut, they have a scene cut, and say, what would go good with this scene? If it's 2 people walking in a bar, we need something that sounds like it's in a bar. So then they'll go through all these supervisors and find a group of music, and then find out which song isn't too busy because there's dialogue in the scene, right? Which song isn't too hard because there's a mood to be set. So a lot of things go into it, and if you get the right, agency or supervisor, they can tell you all that beforehand and say, hey, they're looking for something about this scene. It's kind of like a quiet scene. They're talking. Maybe we can get an acoustic guitar and a singer type of song to put in there to kind of play in the bed of it while they're talking. So you can kind of get a heads up on, what they're looking for. So you're just not sending out random things because nobody, they don't want that. They don't want like a quiet scene and I'm sending them like a hardcore hip hop track, right? So it has to make sense. But that's all it is, just syncing music to film, synchronization, and that's why people call it sync for short, because you don't want to keep saying synchronization deal. So you just say a sync deal.
Because it keeps going after a while.
Exactly.
Okay, so the video that I saw on your YouTube channel says hip hop Hump Day 20-year reunion?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna bring that
Yeah, you
one
can
up
say that.
because I like that. That was cool. Okay, let me fix the screen because, and y'all, here's Professor in his element doing his thing. Okay, wait, stop scrolling this banner, Nini, and go.
It's easy, we don't play. H3 doing it all day.
That was a fun night.
We come through. I think I like the bass and the drum too. I'm really feeling my man on the keys and sax. And we got Action 15 in the back. Now listen up close just to be exact. You got Babu, Trey, God, who's that? Shit, I'm T-Dog if you don't really know. They call me ambassador, sick with the flow. Oh, hey, if you really follow it, I could take you much higher when I get to the fire. I could just put on my wings and fly. The way I gotta keep it moving just synchronize. I mean, I do it with ease. If you follow me, please. You can understand it, come to the lesson I teach. I show you how to do it, just follow the bars. If you count them really, it ain't that hard. 4 bars, 16, he flipped it, uplifted. Listen to flow, watch how I shifted. If this was written before, it never was a matter of that. I freestyle off my mind because I was born with a gift that hasn't been shown. When I get busy on microphones, I'm prone to maybe stutter or stumble. I'm so humble. Call me the king of the jungle. I ain't lying. That's the fire. I'm lying. I did. That's how I do it. Freestyles. I never write them. Cause they take too long for me to spin. Put your hands up if you finish this shit. Shit. Now we get down. Right in our town. Somebody shit up in your town. H3. That's me. That's us. And if you ain't ready to do the back of the bus, no fuss. Easy when I run. All my time. This is up slow. Check the shine. My mind. It takes you to the heights you couldn't go. When I can improvise, bring it down. Let me speak those.
Dude, what? Just natural. Natural, brother. You are so natural with the flow.
Thank
Like,
you.
what the hell? Okay.
Yeah. H3, you know what I mean? Like, those are my boys. You know, for a lot of people, Hip Hop Hump Day was kind of the biggest local event, maybe probably 22 years now. And it was amazing. We would have a line down the street. Like, if anybody came to perform at Stubbs, they instantly would come to our show after. Like, our show was actually bigger than the Stubbs show. They were just like, whoever's at Stubbs, you know, Wu-Tang, De La Soul, The Last Poets, um, whoever. They told them, y'all need to go to Hump Day. Y'all need to go to H3. So a lot of, you know, we have a lot of H3 babies. You know, a lot of people met their wives at our shows.
Aw.
When we did the reunion, a lot of kids whose parents met at our shows came to the reunion, right? So it's a long lineage of talent, but those guys are amazing. And we would do 3 hours of just freestyle and improvise. So nothing's ever written. We don't practice. We never practice. We would just show up the day of the gig, turn on the mics, wait for the people to show up and go.
And that is a talent and a skill. It
Yeah.
takes work to improvise.
Totally.
When you're a music guitar in the flow, I'm
Yep.
still trying to learn how to get into the flow when I play
Yep.
the. I'm like I can sing like that all day, but when I'm playing guitar, that's different.
Yep.
I love watching people who can do that.
Yep.
When from Dallas, Poetry Slam was how I got to go and play in bars when I was underage because they were like, "Oh, you can do that," and I was like, "Yeah, I can do."
Right.
And
Right.
man, poets are the shiznit.
Yep.
So yes, brother, yes.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yep.
where's my crowd? Where's my crowd? Do the thing. Not that one. No. Do this one. Do this one. So I want one of these clap tracks with every time I
like
go
that.
do a live show. Just put it
I
on a
know.
foot pedal switch. Go. You're not listening? Okay, cool. I
I
got
know.
you.
Clap for yourself. Exactly.
And you have to,
Yep.
because whatever. Okay, go back to being asking questions like a good commentator. Do you have any pets?
No pets because I'm actually allergic to cats. Allergic to dogs. But as I've gotten older, it's not as bad. When I was really younger, it was like I would break out hives. I just couldn't be around pets. But as I'm older, I can be around cats a little bit, dogs. But it's not as bad. So, but no pets though. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. It's like I don't think it would be fair for me to have a pet because I don't think I could fully give a pet my full attention. So
Fair.
so
Gotta know.
I wouldn't want to get a dog and it's just sitting around. You know what I mean? Dogs need to play, run, do stuff. Cats as well, and it wouldn't be fair for me to bring in an animal and not be able to do anything with it. So
Sheila Steele says we need a sync team for Austin musicians, meaning a group that submits local musicians for TV, film, etc. Maybe
yep,
connect with our local film music supervisors through the Texas Film Commission. Thank you, Sheila
yep,
Steele. Wacha.
yep, yep.
I
It
agree.
needs to be done. You know what I mean? That it's been attempted a few times, but I think, it needs the right people in place who really know how sync work and really have the connections to make it happen, right? Because everybody wants to get in sync, but it just takes a certain way to get in there. And now sync is kind of clamping down. It used to be a free for all where you could just send your music and now they're not really taking unsolicited music. So it's really who you know, how to get into that process that way. So because sync
Us-
because sync is actually like the last phase of the music industry for now that really still pays good. It still pays well. So they're really clamping down on it now because they know everybody wants to do it.
I agree with the sync knowledge. I think you should teach it.
Yeah.
That's what I think. That's professor. I think you should teach that as a course.
Yep.
I don't know where or how, but
Yeah.
that's
I would love to do it. I talked to ACC a little bit. I had a few conversations with them before I got sick, before I had the transplant. I
mhm.
talked to them. So might revisit that because I love the it's crazy because now like all the things that I didn't used to like. Because my mom was a teacher and everybody was like, you should be a teacher. And I was like, oh God, no. But now I'm like, I like sharing that knowledge, right? Like
There you go.
it gets me off to share knowledge to people so they don't repeat the same mistakes that I did when I was like 15, 21, whatever. And we can kind of keep moving forward in a progressive way.
And yes, my we have the same background almost. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
My mother is a retired principal. My father is a retired teacher as
Yep.
well. So, oh yeah, absolutely.
Hmm.
What was my next question? Wait a minute. Oh, tech.
Yeah.
So I come from also performing online, like a lot.
Right.
Ready One Player, that movie.
Hmm.
I'm one of those characters that plays in a game called Second Life, and
Oh, wow.
they pay me to play in the
Yeah.
game.
Nice.
So that's where I got most of my performancing out of to learn
Yeah.
because I didn't have a place to go play because I was working at the same time trying to play anyway.
Right.
So now there's Meta, right?
Hmm.
And Meta's trying to do live performances, and I'm going, you got a distance to go because
Hmm.
most musicians are using their hands, and that big
Right.
old brick on your
Yeah.
face doesn't work very
No.
well. So
No.
it's learning, and I've gone in there and I'm going, okay, this is cool, but not, yes,
Yeah.
it's still learning. I
Hmm.
look forward to when we have the rooms where you just virtual
Yeah.
in there and just play. That'll be
Yeah.
fat.
And I think what'll really make a lot of these tech and business opportunities great for musicians is when musicians are the ones that create them. A lot of things dedicated to us are by people who weren't in the music industry, right?
Mhm.
Like auto tune was created by a guy who was using auto tune frequencies to find oil. That's how autotune was created because it would send off different frequencies when it found oil in the ground. And so when he retired from that, it's like, oh well, let's try it with music, and now you have autotune. So he wasn't a musician; he was just from a different space, and it just stumbled into it. But once we musicians and creatives find, because we know what we're missing,
Yeah.
we know what we want. We just need to partner with people who have the tools and become literal partners, not just give them free game, but actually become
Yes.
co-owners in what we create. Then we can make some amazing things.
Down for that.
Yep.
Because it's gonna be Star Trek is coming.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
totally it's already it just needs tweaking.
Yep.
Uh
100%.
Myself and two other artists, we found this software that was let us perform live without lag during the pandemic. It's on my YouTube
Oh,
channel.
nice.
but it was like, oh, this is amazing. But it took a whole lot of tweaking to make it operate. But
Right.
but it can happen. So it's almost there.
Yep.
The no lag in
Yep. Learn more coding, really learn those type of things as well. And then we can really go in there and create XXX type of thing. Like years ago, um, this guy named Lon Bozart, he created something called, God, was it Jam Band or something like that? But
Yes.
he's one of the first early live streaming things of concerts and things like that. Like that might have been like in the 90s or something. And I used to work with him with that. And it was like all these cameras, it was back then he had a whole bunch of stuff, but so it takes a while to kind of catch up, and money and time and knowledge base of what you're trying to do and the algorithms and the coding to get it decent enough.
Yes.
So, but it'll get there. I'm
Eventually.
sure of it. It'll get there.
Sheila says she agrees. Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so off the beaten path question. What's one
Yep.
of your favorite smells? Keep it clean.
One of my one of my favorite smells. Oh man, it would probably be. That's a good question. Maybe the smell of a fresh cooked apple pie.
Oh, yes,
I,
that's a
I,
nice visual.
I like that, a fresh cooked apple pie. Or, I have a candle and I have a bunch of candles. I have a candle in here that has like a mahogany smell.
Oh,
And I really like that. Like I'm in here for a session, or if I'm in here by myself recording, I light a different candle for like each session.
ooh,
So I just have different candles lit for different things. One smells like rain, one is like, lavender, one is like something, and it just relaxes while I'm creating. So, but
do
yeah.
you have a brand that you like that you work with for that?
It's quite a few of them. Like, let me see here. This one, let me hold my mic. I don't really remember the name of this brand, but this one smells like cinnamon, leather, and amber. And
Ooh,
what I like about it is what made me pick it up was it's called, if you can see,
the falafel.
the philosopher.
Oh, that's nice.
And it smells really good. I don't have the top to tell you what the brand is, but it smells really good. But it just stuff you need in your studio and your creative space just to relax you, right? Because you can get caught up making music and you start beating yourself up because it's not in key, it's not the right transition, the song lyrics aren't flowing. You're just like, oh, what am I doing? So you need something to be really smooth and just keep you in a good vibe. But yeah, apple pie, like I want some apple pie now. Like I want to go, put one in the oven.
uh my puppy is talking to whatever cat is outside, so she's
Out the
about to
window.
make noises.
Yeah.
I have peppermint and eucalyptus as
Nice.
scents that I have, so they're in a little dropper
Nice.
that I put on the stage when I'm performing right before I go on
Oh,
whatever I'm doing. I
that's a good idea.
in my
That's a good idea.
circle
Yeah,
on top of my rug. I bring my own rug with me, so
that's a good idea.
yeah, because I can't always have my dog, and that's why I got her.
Yeah, yeah.
My dog's been to 65 shows. She weighs 22 pounds.
Wow,
Yes, she's been an amazing thing to have for me to
that's
be
good.
feel comfortable. See, 3 words that best describe you, and I know this is difficult.
3 words that best describe me: caring, um, giving, and hmm, focused.
Beautiful. Love
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
And I ask this question because a lot of people have a difficult time with knowing who they are,
right.
and it
Yeah,
helps if you have somebody go, "What are
right.
you? What?
Exactly.
Come
Exactly.
on."
Because we already know who we are, right? Like, we know people tell us who we are. We get a good idea of who we are, and by our own actions, we know who we are. So it's not really a hard decision to be like, I think I'm an a hole. Like, if you are.
Mm-hmm.
You know if you are. And if you say, I'm loving or whatever, you know if you are. And the people around you will gravitate towards that because you got that positive energy, right? Which is, which is why I've been so blessed to be able to do music for so long because I put out that positive energy. I'm
Yes.
always about helping other people grow. You know what I mean? Just I want to see other people win. As much as I'm winning, I want to see other people win too.
From the 100 years ago women's movement, lift as I climb,
Yep,
because that's the only way we're all gonna get there.
100%.
Absolutely.
100%.
All right. Next question. What's your 3 favorite apps on your phone?
Oh man.
Oh my gosh, how big is that watch? What's that, 2 and 3 and
We'll talk about this in a minute.
okay.
On my phone, let me see. My 3 favorite apps, is that what you said?
Yes, sir.
Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I would say maybe I don't know. There's quite a bit of stuff on here. I've gotten more into TikTok. Getting more on TikTok, so I would say TikTok's on there. And then I would probably say another app would probably be maybe my cloud server because sometimes I get pictures from my daughter in there.
Oh,
You know what I mean? So I would say that so I can always check that and be inspired, by her and see her face. So those are my main things. Yeah.
excellent. Okay, now let's talk about that brick on your hand.
Yes. So this is a G Shock. I have. If you ever see any of my posts,
I've seen your
I have
collections.
I have tons of G Shocks. So this is the G Shock Rangeman, and what makes this one pretty cool is it was their first GPS design. This is basically a computer on my wrist. That's probably why it's so big, right? A whole CPU. But you could basically go in the woods or go anywhere, find your latitude, longitude, find your direction on a map anywhere, any country. You can follow your steps back to where you are. It has tons of features. I can't go through it all now, but this is my daily wear. Like I wear this everywhere. So if I'm on a road trip, if I'm going out of town and we're going to another city, I can put this on follow mode and I can basically map out the whole road trip that we're
Ooh.
going. So if you're coming back and there's a storm or there's ice or whatever, I can input that and it can kind of give me an alternate route of where to go and things like that and how to get back to your destination. So if you're in the woods hiking, which is the simplest way to use it, and you go really far and you're like, that mountain looks like that mountain. You pull this up, you find your latest activity of where you were walking, and it'll direct you right back to where you started. So I love G Shocks.
Does the G-Shock get hot? Every time I wear a
No,
watch, it gets hot and I
it
can't wear it.
no, it does not. G Shocks do not get hot. And
Nice.
this one has a ceramic bottom, so it charges wirelessly and it's solar powered.
Ooh,
So
all
you
right.
know, so no, they don't. They do not get hot. And
G-Shock.
and there's all different price points. So it's easy to step into that G Shock. And here in America, there's kind of a G Shock market, but it's really huge, like in Japan and other places like that. It's like they have full on shopping malls for G Shocks.
Oh,
London, everywhere else like that. So in other countries, it's mega. In America, it's getting there. You know,
you could be the American trend. Oh my gosh.
ambassador.
Yes, for G-Shock. I was
I
like,
know.
G-Shock, come on,
I know.
come on.
I've been reaching out to them. I've been on it. I've been reaching out. I've been having conversation with various folks over there. So we'll see.
Now let's talk about TikTok because
Yes.
I'm on it now, and I
Yes.
got on it 4 months ago, and have been actively working it
Right.
because some friends got you can broadcast. They got on it when they got on it. I was like, oh, they're not offering that. So now you
Right.
have to get to 1,000 people before you can
Right.
broadcast. What do you think about TikTok?
I think TikTok is good, but it's the thing about TikTok is just like with almost anything else, you're stuck in the clutter of random other stuff. Like you might put something really in depth on there about your career, about yourself, about your life, and then there's a video behind it about how to pop pimples or something else with a girl in like skimpy clothes or a guy doing something crazy or there's a whole bunch of random TikTok is really just random channel flipping. until you see something like, oh, what's that? Right? So it's hard to really get in there, but if you pull your friendship base in there, your contacts out of your phone, different things like that, then it can start spreading word by mouth. My first TikTok video was like me saying, "What's up? I'm on TikTok." And then it got viewed like 500, 600 times or something like that, just by people watching it. And then it gets into other people's algorithms, right? Because they watched it, then it just goes and goes and goes and goes. But it's a great tool. You know what I mean? Once you get it going, you could do like clips of you singing a song, clips, you can have multiple videos of you writing a song. Today I woke up, had coffee, I got my pen and my pad. That's today. Tomorrow, I actually got the guitar and I did this and I pet my dog and I went for a walk. The third day, so you can do a whole journey of your creative process on TikTok. So it's a great tool.
I see a lot of artists are getting discovered on it, and I'm like,
Yep.
okay, another platform to be on. Let's go.
Totally.
I spend probably 20 hours a week just on doing social media because you have to when you're an independent artist. So
Yep.
if you don't do the work, you don't get the jobs.
Yep. And if you do it yourself, it's getting done.
Yes, 100.
So that's how I am. I do it myself. I know what's getting done.
100. Favorite things of and hydration.
Yes.
Okay, favorite food to eat.
Oh man, that's tough because I eat a lot. Like, if my body matched how I ate, I would be like really big because I eat all the time. But I think my favorite thing to eat would probably be lasagna.
Oh, wait,
I love lasagna. You know what I mean? A nice lasagna. Maybe like a nice salad with that, some iced tea. And I'm good.
Vegetarian lasagna or meat?
No, the meat. The vegetarian is good too. Like, that's the thing, is nowadays they're both equally good. You can't really tell which is which. Because they're both like, wow, this is pretty good. Because I've had vegetarian and I thought it was meat because it was just so hearty, right? So, but I really like the meat stuff. That's what I grew up on. But any type of lasagna, I'm down.
Okay, y'all. Lasagnas. What's the most craziest thing you want to achieve?
The most craziest thing I want to achieve?
Mm.
Oh my God. That's a good question.
Yeah.
The craziest thing I want to achieve. I don't know.
I give you mine. A young lady coined this term, an EGOT, or an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony.
Yes.
And I went, how do you get that? What is that?
Yeah.
That's the craziest thing I think of that I want to achieve at this time.
Yeah. No,
as an artist.
No, that's good. I think I don't know, because
you have done a lot.
Yeah, I've done a lot. Like, if you had asked me this 20 years ago, I'd probably been like an Austin Music Award or the cover of the Chronicle or whatever. But I've done those. So I don't know. I think what I would like to have is maybe like, kind of like we were talking about earlier, maybe teaching a class at a college somewhere. I think that'd be really cool, because I could still be creative and do my art, as well as helping seasoned minds as well as new minds. And I got to take. I've done that a few times. Like, I've spoken at ACC, I've spoken at Prairie View University. I actually did a thing for the Macomb School of Business incoming class, like maybe 7 years ago, to like 300 of those students. And yeah, so I think that would be something I'd really like to do.
So,
and
professor.
I think it's doable. Yeah, and I think it's totally doable.
They would be very lucky to have you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Very, very lucky. Excellent knowledgeable person. What's a phrase or a comment that you want to share with the audience to help keep them moving forward?
I think I would say, Erase all thoughts of limits. Erase all thoughts of you're not good enough. Erase all thoughts of this should be better because you're already better. You're already there. You just need to embrace your light that you already have within you, and become that, right? Nobody can dictate your worth to you. Nobody can tell you, you're not talented. You're not, what you are. And you just know how to, you just need to bring it forward. So the main thing is believe in yourself, know what you want, um, and get very proficient at it. Practice, get better at it. Read, keep the mind sharp. Learn education. Surround yourself. Like Quincy Jones told me when I met him at South by Southwest. I was talking to him and I was like, I do music, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, look, young blood. He said, what you need to do is surround yourself with 5 people, each one of them not in the music business, but are very well versed in their field, whether it's finance, whether it's entrepreneurship, whether it's whatever, right? But 5 other people who are doing things that you can learn from and add that to your repertoire as a musician. So he was like, do that. Because if you surround yourself with 5 other singer-songwriters, you're just gonna be talking about how you're all kind of writing the same song, right? You're all kind of doing the same keys and the same. But if you find a publishing person, an entertainment lawyer, somebody who does booking, somebody, all these other things, then that'll help your career advance because now you have a new network base. And if they know what you're doing, they can recommend you. If you know what they're doing, you can recommend them. Like I know people who have cleaning services, and I might not have ever used them. But if somebody asks, hey, what's a good cleaning service? Because I know this person is hella cool and hella professional and they really got it together, I'll say, hey, go check them out. And you just started bringing other people's, what I mean? You start bringing other people's business. So when he told me that, I was like, you're right. Cause I'm surrounding myself with a lot of rappers and we're just talking about raps all day. We're not talking about business growth. We're not talking about branding. We're not talking about distribution. We're not talking about development. We're not talking about where do we want to be in 5 years. When I started Kinetic with my partner Mirage, who I got a record deal as well, and our other partner Slim, my goal was for us to talk. What are we going to do in the next 5 years, 3 years, 1 year, 6 months, tomorrow? That's how we would have all of our meetings. Where do we plan to be, and what have we accomplished to reach that goal? We didn't miss a day. We didn't do. We stayed on top of it. And that's why we were able to get the record deals. We were able to get the distribution. We were able to do all these things because we knew what we wanted to do, and we just stayed on it.
The chat says, "Sign me up for your class, Professor Terrany."
Hey, hit me up. Go find me on Instagram, Facebook, Terrany Johnson. Everything. I see. That's another thing with me. It's like I didn't want to do T double or the real Terrany or any of that. Right? I just wanted to be me because that's who I am. Like this is what you're seeing is how I am. If you meet me in person, I'm the same way. So find me on Instagram, Terrany Johnson, Terrany Johnson, on Facebook, Twitter, all that. On TikTok, I'm the 512 ambassador. That's the only thing that's different.
Okay. At the below the screen, y'all can see it scrolling across the bar. There you can find his information. We also have a Facebook user that says, "Hey," from Indy, INDY. Not sure who, I don't know who it is because Facebook doesn't put their names on there.
Oh, okay. Well, what's up?
I had another question and I forgot what it was, and we'll just keep on thinking something else. You are super enjoyable.
Appreciate it. This is like a really cool, coffee chat.
Yes,
just a cool hang.
Thank you. That is my goal, and one day we'll be syndicated and all that other blah blah blah, but we just keep doing this.
Yeah,
so this is episode 94.
Nice.
So,
wow.
And you're the first one of the year, so thank you so much for participating.
Nice.
If you had a superpower, what would it be? Now think about it.
If I had a superpower, what would it be? I think that's another tough one because it's so many things you would think about. Like you'd be like, I would make time reverse so I could go back and see loved ones that passed away, right? Or I would read minds so I can make everybody go buy my record, right? Or You know, who knows? I don't know. I think I've been blessed with the superpowers I need to
Yes.
exist within the framework that I am existing in. I think
Yes.
I already possess those things to make people listen, learn, feel inspired while I'm being inspired. I feel joy. I feel inspired knowing that I've gone through so much that I can give that to other people and they can learn from it as well. So I think I already have the superpower. I think I've already been blessed with that part.
Yes. You're one of the rare ones. Yes, sir. What, Tierney, what's Professor, what sign are you?
I'm a Taurus.
Okay. Now I get it.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm a Taurus.
You are I'm very grateful that you have come into my
Yeah,
realm of the world so I can learn from you, because that's what I'm doing. I'm learning from everybody I meet. Like,
that's how you
oh,
do it.
okay.
That's how you do it. You never stop learning. Like, when I was doing the McCombs class and I was going to Berkeley and I was doing all these classes, people would write me on Facebook and they'd be like, "But don't you already know that stuff, right? Don't you, like, why are you going?" It's because you learn something new. You learn a new way of looking at things. You know what I mean? Where you're like, "Oh, I never thought of that. Oh, well, that's cool." And in my McCombs class, that was like 30 students, right? So now I have 30 new people who know about my music and they do amazing things. So we're like working with each other and, you never stop. You're your only limitation. You're your only brick wall.
100.
Yeah,
I'm going to be saying that all day now. 100, 100.
exactly.
Okay. Any projects coming up that you want to promote, pitch, or talk about?
Working on a new T double album, getting back into the flow. And I don't have a title for it yet, but I've recorded maybe 7 songs for it yet already. And these were songs that I recorded at the end of last year. Like I did all these 7 songs in December. So maybe I'll record a few, maybe 10 more and then go through those and see what I want to put on the album and how I want to promote it, how I want to introduce it, and you know, what's the theme of it? Because I have a couple of albums that I did that were kind of theme based, like theatrical pieces that I've
Mhm.
done that I'm just kind of sitting on those. I have a couple of spoken word albums that I was doing during the pandemic. So I have a couple of projects. It's all about deciding which one do I want to put out and through which channels I want to put them out. But working on a new album, sync stuff always, um, and just blessed to be alive. You know what I mean? My transplant is going good. It's going on 2 years, and I'm blessed to be. I don't waste a minute of the day. I enjoy every minute.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Mr. Tierney Johnson, TD Double,
Yes.
the man, the extraordinaire, awesome fella.
Thank you.
And we highly, highly appreciate you being here. I'm going to bring you off the screen for a second, and please stand by. We're going to talk some more. My name's Sonia Javette. I appreciate y'all being here, and we'll see y'all next time. Same bat channel, same bat place. And here is the link to get out. Bing, bing, bang.